Right, good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you are doing well. Okay, so here we are with the dollar index. We spoke about the high time frame yesterday. Hopefully, some of you did listen to what I was saying. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me. Okay. All right. So yesterday we spoke about the higher time frame, potentially going up on the dollar index because of where we were and the higher time frame monthly analysis over here. Okay, we spoke about this, right? That we are gonna reject, and when we reject, the first level is gonna be the 99.32, and then the 100.25. So this morning I was not surprised to see the move that has happened. I didn't actually see it. I woke up to see it has happened, and it's a good thing because that's the first sign of buyers stepping in. Obviously they started buying when it was going down, but this is the confirmation. All right, so I'm gonna be expecting the rest of the month to go up. Today is Tuesday, still early, but I like the candle that has been printed so far, which from a market maker perspective, this is a huge shift. Now price needs to stay like that till the close of the day, and then tomorrow give another push to the upside and leave a fair value gap. So essentially something like this. I want to see something like this form. Okay, so going forward, we are officially bullish on the dollar. We're going up to the 99.32, and then if we breach that fair value gap, then we'll be going to the 100.25 level. Okay, now if we drop to the H4 for this week, draw on liquidity is going to be this equal high, especially with today's candle. That is going to be the draw on liquidity. When I say draw on liquidity, it means that is where price is going. Okay, and then if we get extremely bullish, then we get to the 99.17 level. So the 99.17 level is also a level that price can reach for. Hence that is what I think you should be aiming for with the rest of the week, expect price to continue going to these two levels that I've just given. Okay. On the lower time frame, this has given a nice bullish fair value gap in London. We also have this up candle here prior to the move down. That is your breaker. So in case price comes down, this is where we want price to find support. If it come down, want price to find support here and then extend up. That's if it comes down. Ideally it shouldn't, should just continue going. Right, so this is your consolidation. This might be your first area of accumulation, and we'll be aiming for this equal high. Okay, there's nothing here, so I expect a continuation throughout. That means on the flip side, we are going to be expecting lower prices on the foreign currencies. Okay, so euro, I wanted them to go up there before going down, but previous week high was enough. They took out the previous week high and then dropped down. So it doesn't need to go up there anymore. It doesn't need to go all the way up here. We're gonna expect them to continue going down. So previous week low is a draw on liquidity, and then they might extend it. So if we go to the monthly, we're gonna be coming all the way back down here. Okay, you're gonna be coming all the way back down there. So lots of room. Okay, you're gonna be I'm not wrong. Okay, that's about 247 pips. Okay, to go, and it's not gonna go in a straight line. There are gonna be pullbacks. Okay, they're gonna be pullbacks. So don't just expect it to drop in a straight line. You're gonna be experiencing pullbacks. So yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, expect a continuation to the downside, and like I was saying, there is going to be pullbacks. All right, so don't chase it. I know sometimes it might feel like it's running away. It's not. Okay, time and price. So based on time, maybe today, if you want to sell, okay, make sure you leave your stop loss probably above this up candle. If you agree with what I'm saying, right? That's if you agree. You don't have to agree, but if you agree, then you can be doing this for the long time, for the rest of the month, okay, or till whenever we get there, okay. And then as we keep going, if it offers another pullback, then you get in, okay. If you cannot place a trade like this, if you want to be cute and do something like that, don't even try, don't even bother. If you want to do this, don't even bother. If you're gonna get in, do this one, because that's the only safe place for now. It can come up and hit this last up candle and then go down. I don't think it's gonna do that, but I wouldn't leave room for any error, so I wouldn't place any stop loss in here. The only safe place is up there, and then you just expect them to continue going down. Same thing with the British pound. I think yesterday I gave you the levels, right? I said they were going to go up here, but I doubt it can get up there, right? Because it's too far away, and they left that. They only took out that high, and then we've just collapsed. So I'm expecting this to also continue going down, and this is also going to continue going all the way down to 13141. So we have, with the British pound, 222 pips to go, and it's not going to be in a straight line. So if you don't get in, don't worry. It's actually coming for this equal low. Okay, so perfect. I can't believe it's too perfect, in my opinion. That's exactly what it's coming for. Okay, so between here and there, time and price. So New York session or tomorrow morning, you can get an entry and then expect them to basically continue going down, right? Okay, so yeah, that is a British pound for you. You can see the printed an up candle here. So in here, right in here, if that candle closes as it is, I mean, with this is, you can put your stop loss up here, because up candles, as we are now going down, will respect price. So this will be what we'll be expecting. Okay, you have to wait for this candle to close first. Once this one closes, then you can look for the continuation to the downside. Okay, don't chase it as it is. Let this close with this immediate candle, this up candle, then you can look for the continuation to the downside. Okay. Like I said, the month of August was somehow a little bit difficult. I won't say difficult, because we were able to navigate through it. But if you're new, or if you don't have any much experience, you might get either crushed, or you might feel overwhelmed with how price moved. But with September, price is gonna stretch itself, so you're gonna get maybe continuous movement, not just consolidation. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the monthly. You're expecting price to come down here, all right? And we might go even lower than that. I'm just saying here as the first draw on liquidity, the first level where price is gonna reach for. But ideally, this is the low, this is the high, so we might be coming for the 50%. Okay, that is where we're gonna be coming to, that 50%. So in other words, you can stretch this trade to go to that level. Okay, you can stretch that to go to that level, but here is the catch. It's not going to do it in a straight line. So you're not going to sell here and then you're going to observe price go straight down. It can't do that. Okay, I'm not ruling out the probability of price, doing that, but I'm trying to let you know to not expect that, so that you don't get disappointed. Maybe it might take the whole month of September to do it, or it might take 2 weeks to do it. It doesn't matter. That is where it's going. So it doesn't matter what time it takes. It can take 4 months. We don't care, but that's where it's going. But it wouldn't take 4 months. That'd be too much. Anyway. All right, so that is that for the pound. Now, euro pound. I think euro pound, yesterday we spoke exactly about this, that we wanted them to trade up first, because from the I think it was from the weekly perspective. From the weekly perspective, we mentioned that they were likely gonna come here into the fair value gap. I'm sorry, the monthly perspective. They're likely gonna come in here, this monthly fair value gap, and then make its way back up again. Okay, so let me draw that line. Okay, so from the monthly perspective, we may come down to this fair value gap and then make our way back up there again. That means inside this fair value gap, we might get a rejection to come down to form the low before going up. It can continue going up to attack the high because it's bullish, right? We can see on the monthly that price is bullish. But for the low, because if you're going to go up as usual, the low has to form, right? So this might be manipulation into this area, which is a high probability order block, by the way. That is why I'm expecting them to reject from there. It's a high probability order block. Now, if they trade through this shaded area, the red area, if they trade through it, then we might be coming for this high, the 0.87572 level. If they trade through the purple or the red shaded area, then price might be coming for this high. That is the only time I'll be interested in buying. For now, I'm interested in seeing price reject from here and then going down. Okay, so let's see. Today is Tuesday, so let's see. And on the H4, we have a nice bearish order block up here. Okay, so it can continue going all the way up to that level, then reject. So keep an eye on that level. Okay, so dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen, we spoke about price coming up here yesterday. We spoke about price coming up here, but I wanted to see them attack this low first. It looks like that's not going to be the case, because with what price is doing right now, the weekly is showing a nice bullish candle. All right, so the move down here to form the low of the month probably might not take place, and price will continue going up. Hence, after today closes, right, especially price closing through this particular gap, right here, we came here, rejected, came here, rejected. Now we are trading through it. That can act as a support to send price higher, or it's going to create an opposing support level, which would be a fair value gap over here. Okay, it's going to create a fair value gap over here, and that will act as the support to send price higher. Okay, so you're gonna be expecting price to continue going up. 150.32 will be your next upside objective, and then let me draw this level over here, and then the 151.32. Okay, so those are your upside objectives for the dollar yen. Now let's go to gold. Yesterday we spoke about price going for this high, and they did that. Now with what the dollar doing right now, we might experience a pullback because the month open, even though we expect the week to form the high or the low, the week is still trading, hence making a new high and price rejecting so far is a sign that price wants to come down. Okay, it's a sign price wants to come down. So watch this candle currently. Okay, if they can come all the way down and close below this, not the 1 hour, okay, I think it's the H4. Yeah, the H4. If we can reject and then close below the previous candle's low on the 1 hour, we would have closed below this, and that would be a good sign that we are coming down. Okay, and if we start coming down, definitely there's nothing here because this is Asia, so this will be the first area of where price is likely gonna pause. So this candle's low is gonna be a draw on liquidity, but wait for 2 p.m. Okay, don't join in right now. Wait for 2 p.m. After 2 p.m. then you can go in and start doing something with it. Okay, so that is good for you. Crude oil, amazing move yesterday. We had price expand up. I think during our session we were here, and I said that they're gonna use this gap here and then send it for these two levels, and if you can trade through them, then it's gonna get to the volume imbalance over here, this one. So I think that is where we're going, but based on the high time frame, we will be going down. So this to me is manipulation. Okay, this is not real move, this is manipulation. They're gonna reject and come back down again, but it might get to these two levels. So I'm expecting maybe one more push to this level before we go down. Now if you're gonna go down, they will need to break this, so watch that down candle. If we break it, then we'll be expecting price to go down. That will form the potentially high of the month, and then we go down. Okay, so watch that candle. Let me get rid of these lines. Watch that candle. If we break, we're gonna be coming all the way down. We have some nice equal lows here. Okay, so that's the drawn liquidity. This low. Okay, that low is the drawn liquidity. So let's see when we can get the reversal, then we can sell. Yesterday I had, this morning I had 2 of my trades take profit. One was up here. I got in, I think I spoke about it, right? I got in, where did I get in? Here. Friday. Yeah, I got in here on Friday, and I got in another trade yesterday morning when this one rejected and was going up. So I had one trade here, and then based on time I had one here, and then I exited first one above that one, and then the second one, I think right in here, over here, this high. So I'm out on both of them, and now I'm watching. Okay, so that's the business on the gold. Let's look at ES. So ES, yesterday we spoke about this, that we're gonna send it down back to this low, and they did that nicely. And I also mentioned that this is likely gonna set up the move for the seasonal buy that happens every year between October and December. So far I like what it's doing. It's not bad, it's the best. That is what we want. Now, where should it stop? At this time, I don't care where it's gonna stop. I just want it to go down so that it can set the stage for a potential move back up again. So watch somewhere in here. Let's bring this one down in here. Okay. Right here. We are likely gonna come there. Once we lose this candle, which I think we are gonna lose it. Okay. When I say lose it, when we break through this candle, okay, we will be coming down to this low, this equal low. Okay, and yeah, there's more room to the downside, so do not chase it. You don't have to do anything, just simply wait. It's gonna give you a trade idea. Okay, it's gonna give you a trade idea, so simply wait and let price give you a trade idea during the New York session. Maybe not today, tomorrow, because we've moved incredibly today. So tomorrow will be the best day to probably look for the move to the downside, this equal low. Maybe they can take that equal low today, this one, because of how aggressive is dropping. Maybe they can take that one today, but personally I think a move to that equal low is possible. Okay, a move to that equal low is possible. So yeah, that is what you're gonna be doing. Okay, I don't want you to sell here because selling there is a little bit risky. If you sell right here, it's too risky. This is considered chasing price, right? Let it go, and then time. If you still feel like you have to sell to chase it, wait for 2 p.m. and let that 2 p.m. print a fair value gap. Once it prints a fair value gap, then you can protect yourself with that fair value gap, just in case. Now it can reject and come all the way up in here, right? Even that, I think it's not going to do that. Moreover, we are trading inside a New York session gap, okay, and anything is possible with a New York session gap. Okay, so that is that for the currencies. One more, Australian dollar. I think we spoke about this. I'm expecting that to also go all the way down. We spoke about it, 0.64145. So that's also there. If you want to trade it, look for continuation to the downside. Okay. So yeah, now let's move on to the cryptos. Okay, so Bitcoin, yesterday we had a rejection below previous month low, but the move is not aggressive enough. Oops. The move so far is not aggressive enough. Okay, it's not aggressive enough. It's not leaving any fair value gap. So the fact that it's not leaving any fair value gap means, for the time being, stay put. Maybe yesterday was a good buy, but the move is not aggressive enough. And since the daily is the one dropping, you need at least a daily shift. Okay, a daily shift. Up candle price, then move down, then you can consider buying. So sit. If you're buying for long term, sit, let them break this up candle before you do anything. Until then, it can still come down again. All right, based on the monthly with this rejection, okay, unless we go to the 3 months, unless something drastic happens, we could be reaccumulating here again and then going up, or like you saw, they can use 2 candles to reaccumulate, or even 3. That means they might drop here to 98, which is roughly 50% of that range here. Okay, so if for some reason the up candle doesn't break, then they will continue going down to here. But just be mindful, be careful if you are selling, because we are below the previous month low already, and price can reject, because this candle can just act as a reaccumulation. Now, what would I do if I was trading it? Okay, let me say that. What would I do if I'm trading this right now? I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the daily flow. Okay, that means if we break this, then I shift, but until then I'm gonna go with the downside. Okay, after this candle printed, I'm looking for continuation to the downside. Why? Because I don't like calling reversals. I like seeing them happening. Okay, so for me to change my bias to being bullish, they need to break this. Hence, I'm gonna basically look for the sell. Okay, so this fair value gap and this up candle should send price down here. If I'm trading this right now, that is what I'll do. Okay, so if I'm trading this, that's exactly what I'll do. I'm gonna take a sell, take price into this area. Okay, and then I'll keep an eye on the up candles. Once we break it, then I'll look for the potential buy. Okay, Ethereum, same thing. The up candle is here. This is where we're going. 4068 level, downside. Solana, we've closed through the gap, so downside, somewhere here, or the previous week low. With what the Bitcoin is doing, this is gonna go down again. So look for 185.00. Ripple, same thing. We are looking for lower prices. Now let me get rid of this. Now it doesn't mean I've switched buyers, okay? For the time being, because price, we are looking at price from the high time frame perspective. So high time frame is still bullish, but on the intermediate time frame, we are pulling back, right? So this fair value gap should send price lower. Somewhere here to close in this gap, and then here, roughly in that area, that is where I would expect them to reject and go back up again. But we are still bullish, by the way. Hype, I think hype, I said to leave it alone because it doesn't look good based on the fact that they took out the previous month high and previous month low. So similar, it's gonna drop, but it might not drop the same way as the others because this has a run on previous month low, so it might drop maybe into this fair value gap. Okay. AI. Okay, so AI, we are way below what I was expecting. Now we do have this gap over here, which is on 0.056. Can we get there? Maybe not, okay, because it's too far away. So keep an eye on Bitcoin whenever Bitcoin gets here, because that's a key too far away. Bitcoin, okay, right? We had a big move away from here, and they never touched this fair value gap. We also had a run below liquidity, so the last area of accumulation, or the first area of accumulation, is here. Hence, this is currently the range that I'm working with, intermediate range, this weekly range. Okay, that's the one I'm working with. So we can get there here, and then price might reject. That is when you look at AI16. Okay, then you can start looking for rejection. At the same time, pay attention to the fair value gaps that is being created, because these fair value gap can break. So the moment we break any fair value gap that has been created, that is when you can start looking. If you wanna add more to your position, that's what you can do. And then finally, Chachki. I think Chachki, I mentioned that they're gonna come back for this low. Okay, simply because we've rejected everything. We took out a previous month high, hence they're gonna go for the previous month low, which is this one here, right? So expect price to basically continue going down. And yeah, pretty much that is it. I've already talked about this, so expect that. You can add, that is if you want to, USD CAD going up, because it has the same monthly time frame like the dollar. So you can buy dollar CAD if you want to also continue going up. Dollar Swiss is also another pair that you can buy to go up if you want to. New Zealand, New Zealand dollar, that is also likely to drop. If you want to trade that too, you're more than welcome for continuation to the downside. I think let me zoom in. Yeah, we are likely gonna come and attack these lows, so that's also a nice trading opportunity. These are all happening now. Make your choice. This is like a what is currently happening is like a I would say a buffet, right? A free movement of price. A free buffet of price. I mean, a free buffet of price action. So make your choice wisely and eat as much as you can. All right, because you probably will not get these kind of moves again. So as they're happening, make your choice wisely and then take what you can. Okay. All right, so that is all I have for you for today. I'll see you same time tomorrow, and obviously Friday is our last session, and then we're off for the rest of the month. So I'll see you same time tomorrow. Take care.